everyone, it's Dazzling One, and this week's discussion is on flesh-eating bacteria. This story comes out of Japan. It was published by Newsweek on December 26, 2017. A potentially deadly flesh-eating bacteria has made its way around Japan, as the national media outlet Asahi Shimbun reported. More than 500 people were infected with streptococcal toxic shock syndrome in 2017, which is the highest number since the country began tracking the issue in 1999. The figures are reported by the Japanese National Institute of Infectious Diseases. Streptococcal toxic shock syndrome, or STSS, is caused by group A Streptococcus bacteria, which is also responsible for common strep throat infections. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention explains, although this bacteria, among others, can cause flesh-eating infections, STSS itself is not a flesh-eating condition. When bacteria causes a flesh-eating condition, it's called necrotizing fascitis, a different diagnosis than the bacteria are causing in Japan. Japanese medical professionals believe that the bacteria is entering people's bodies through open wounds, but in some mysterious cases, doctors are unsure of how patients contracted the disease. Symptoms include rashes, but can also be more serious. The infection can also lead to organ problems. The CDC estimates that the case fatality rate could be higher than 50%. In 2013, only 203 patients had STSS, and figures have been increasing every year. One theory to explain the rising rates is that people with STSS might be caused by other bacteria. It is conceivable that a growing number of patients with STSS are infected with bacteria other than group A Streptococcus. Ken Kikuchi, a professor of infectious diseases at Tokyo Women's Medical University, told the Japanese newspaper. And it's not just Japan that's seeing a spike in the flesh-eating bacteria. Late last month, Canadian publication CBC News reported that health officials in London, Ontario, were puzzled about an outbreak of infections caused by the group A streptococcal bacteria. According to the media outlet, there have been 60 cases of the bacteria this year, the highest figure ever reported in the city for 1 year. About 11% of the cases led to death. CBC News reported that 40% of patients had severe conditions caused by the bacteria, including flesh-eating disease and toxic shock syndrome. Debney Colina from BBC News reported that a man died after bacterium infects a new tattoo, and here's a picture of it on the screen. As Newsweek previously reported, flesh-eating diseases have popped up in America following Hurricanes Irma and Harvey. In September, a Texas man was hospitalized after contracting the infection from the floodwater, and a 77-year-old woman died after falling in a house filled with floodwater and becoming infected with flesh-eating bacteria. Even if you aren't at risk of being in contact with dirty water, it's important to take precautions with cuts. The CDC advises avoiding hot tubs, swimming pools, or other bodies of water when you have any type of open wound. Make sure to wash your hands and keep all wounds covered with a bandage. I want to share that story with all of you because, as stated in the last couple of paragraphs, there have been some cases of flesh-eating bacteria here in the United States. And I agree with the advice that the CDC gave as far as covering up your cuts or even avoiding hot tubs, swimming pools, or any public body of water with any open wounds, because you never know. You don't want to take that risk, and sometimes natural disasters happen and people end up with dirty water. And when I look at stories like this, it's a reminder just how important health safety is, but also sometimes I see it just as a sign of the times. And some may say that maybe this flesh-eating bacteria is manufactured in labs and being unleashed. That's just one conspiracy theory there. But I'd like to know what you guys think about these cases of flesh-eating bacteria popping up in the year of 2017? Do you think we'll see more cases of this in 2018 and years to come? Do you think this is something that's just naturally occurring, it happens and is being blown out of proportion? Or do you think that this is going to fade away and these are just a few isolated incidents? But I'd like to know what you think, and I hope you enjoyed this video and that you have a wonderful rest of 2017. I'll talk to you next year, and God bless.